Hi guys, it's Emily's Little Book Nook, and as you can see, I have a new background. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I want to talk about Little House on the Prairie, and I want to show you all the books that I own that pertain to Laura Ingalls Wilder. So first off, I'll start with the original book series. I got this series on my 8th birthday for Christmas. These are priorly owned. My parents got them online. And here is the first book. And it is Little House in the Big Woods. Little House in the Big Woods is the first book in the series, and it takes place in the Big Woods in Pepin, Wisconsin, where Laura Ingalls Wilder was born, and her youngest years of the whole series. Next, we have the all-time famous Little House on the Prairie. Many people, this is the first one they read, and then they go back to Little House in the Big Woods, and so on. This takes place as the Ingalls family, Laura's family, decide to move across the prairie to Kansas, I believe, is where they actually moved. And their journey from Wisconsin to their new home. Next, we have Farmer Boy. Farmer Boy is about Almanzo Wilder, whom is Laura Ingalls' future husband. It takes place from his point of view in his childhood. Then we have On the Banks of Plum Creek. This is probably one of my favorites of the series, though not my favorite. Laura's a little bit older here, and of course she's on the banks of Plum Creek, living in a sod house. Here's a closer picture of the cover. The sod house is below her and she's on top. And her family's journey living in that. Next we have By the Shores of Silver Lake. And this is Laura, I believe, is about a teenager now, and her journey of going through all those. This book is By the Shores of Silver Lake. In this book, Laura and her family decide to leave Plum Creek, and they enter into being some of the first settlers in the town of DeSmith. I feel like Laura's character growth in this book is very mature. It's more like older viewers definitely will enjoy her growth. Though she grows up in all these books, I really enjoyed this one. Now, we have The Long Winter. This book is probably my favorite. This book is very gripping, and the stuff Laura goes through is honestly horrible. And I just really enjoy reading this one. This is probably my second favorite. I will show you my favorite. Next, we have Little Town on the Prairie. Little Town on the Prairie is more of how Laura's entering society and being a lady and her struggle of being a poor country girl. Next, we have my favorite book of all the Little House books, and it's These Happy Golden Years. I have a paperback edition right here, and then I have a hardback edition. I love Laura's dress in this. And this is Laura starts to date Manly, and they start to Almanzo, sorry. I'm also a fan of the TV series. I'll explain that in a second. Almanzo decides to take her to the back and forth because she ends up being a teacher, and their romance is very sweet and innocent, and what Laura goes through is insane, and just my favorite. I've reread this one countless times. I reread it before I got married, like the week leading up to me being married, and this one is by far my favorite. Now we're gonna get into my biographical books, or my Rose Wilder books I should say, which is Laura Ingalls' daughter. We have a biography, which I still haven't read, but I know a lot about Rose. So, you know, I just recently found this edition, and it's about her. Rose, here's the cover. Okay, so that's Rose, her biography. The next book we have is The First 4 Years, again by Laura Ingalls. This is the last book in Laura Ingalls' Wilder series that she wrote. Now on to what I believe is the only book that Rose Wilder wrote, and that, at least that I own. I'm not sure if she's wrote anything else, but it is, oh, she's written Let the Hurricane Roar, but I don't own that one. But it's Young Pioneers by Rose Wilder Lane, and it's about a young 16 and 18-year-old couple that go out to the frontier and they decide to live. Again, I'm partway through, so looking forward to reading this very soon. Now, let's go on to my non-fiction books about Laura. I've been working on this book off and on for a couple years now because it's really shocking, so it's hard for me to get through. But is Prairie Fires, The American Dream of Laura Ingalls Wilder. This book explains the history of the time Laura grew up in, Laura herself, her family, what certain events would have been happening. It's very historical textbook style, but it's very interesting if you love Laura. So that's the first one. I have West from Home by Laura, and these are letters she wrote back to Almanzo when she stayed in San Francisco with Laura, or with her daughter Rose. And I do have a picture of me standing in front of the house that she stayed in with Rose. I have to find it, and if I do find it, I'll insert it here. Otherwise, I no longer have that photo. Then I have On the Way Home, a diary of a trip from South Dakota to Mansfield, Missouri in 1894, with a setting by Rose Wilder Lane. I have 2 copies of this. Outside of the series, this is the first book I bought about Laura, and it's her biography. It is about 123 pages. It just goes through her life, shows real pictures of Laura Ingalls Wilder, has a timeline and all this. It talks about her father, Charles Ingalls, her mother, Caroline, her sisters, Grace and Carrie. So here's the first biography I ever read. Basically memorized this book. Then next I have Laura Ingalls as told by her family and friends. And now I have the Horn books, Laura Ingalls Wilder, edited by William Anderson, who is the illustrator of the Little House books. And these are all articles about Laura, Garth Williams, and the Little House books. See that. We have a biography of the family from Little House books, the story of the Ingalls, which if you want to see a photo of them. For better, I will also be putting an actual still image on the side of all these if you want to see them better. Okay, then I have Laura Wilder of Mansfield, A Life of the Author, the Little House books. So it's all about her later life. Then I have a little pamphlet on the Wilders and Almanzo's family. So those are it for my normal editions, older editions of the biographies and the books. Now I have 2 very special big books. First one is a special read out loud edition of Little House on the Prairie. It's very big, as you can see. And the pictures are much bigger, so you could read it to kids. My newest edition is Pioneer Girl, the annotated autobiography of Laura. And this will change the way you look at Laura and her family forever. it is so sad what some of them went through, that the movies, TV series, the books, all sugarcoat the pioneer experience. They romanticize it. This is a hard truth. I also have the Little House on the Prairie cookbook. It has recipes for pretty much anything that is mentioned in the book. So we have recipes for ice cream, sugar frosting, pound cake, heart-shaped cakes, fine pie pasta, gold candy, cambric tea, eggnog, ginger water, stuffed roasted hen, dried apples and raisins pie, bird's nest pudding, apple turnovers, and so much more. Which, if you guys would like, tell me below and I will start making recipes from this book. Last but not least, I am very fortunate to have the entire Little House TV series on DVD. For you fans below, I will link, for you other Bonnet heads, which is our fan name for Little House, I will link below Allison Armitage, who played Nellie Olson on the TV series, as well as Dean Butler, the one and only Manly. It has been reading from the Little House books every Sunday, or every day, and then on Sundays there is a show called Living on a Prairie, and I'll link that below, and they have a new modernized TV series about Little House, and they have interviews with the cast from the original series. So if you guys like this video, please let me know. If you want other tours of other series I own, such as the Corey Bell Hollister series, what else? My Hunger Games books, all my Shakespeare books, plays, let me know and I will be glad to make those videos. If you're a Bonnet head, please let me know. And thank you guys all for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment below. I reply to every single one of my comments. So thank you for watching. Bye!